All right, we're here with another segment of the Creek Entertainment, and today we're going to talk about, we're going to mention four labels, record labels, and one of them has to go. Okay, so
Phase one out. You got to phase them
you
out.
got to phase one of them out. They got to go. Okay, so I'm going to let Drowsy Man introduce the four that we got to pick from. That has to go. It has to phase out.
I don't know who that is. Today we got D for Drowzetta in the building,
Okay, well,
and we got four labels. The first one's going to be Bad Boy Records, not in any particular order. Number two is going to be Death Row Records. Number three is going to be Def Jam. I don't know if there's records after that, but Def Jam. And number four, to not be, so people say, oh, you're all East Coast, West Coast, you're a coastist. I'm not a coastist guy, all right? Number four is going to be Cash Money. For the year 99 2000. So here again, it's going to be Bad Boy, Death Row, Def Jam, Cash Money, Rage. Go ahead, start us off.
So phase one out, huh?
No, keep your first one. Keep the one you want the most.
The one I want the most?
Number one.
Well, the one I would want the most is probably Death Row, for sure. Me.
Wow, that's weird. We're from the South. Okay.
that
No,
caught me
I
off
get
guard.
it. No,
That caught me
I
off
get
guard.
it. I get it. I'm from South. I get it. I would keep that one for sure because I felt the reason why I would do that though is because obviously you have two pockets on the label. That's obviously everybody's either one or two. It's on there. Snoop Dogg's fucking legendary. I think anybody and everybody would fuck with Snoop Dogg. Suge Knight's, whatever. But I think they just have the most. You have Dr. Dre there when he was there. I think they have the most like iconic, I guess now. But again, that's what I understand. I'm a little younger than you guys, but that's why I would do it. To me, they're more known. And then, are we just doing this one, like just one, and then somebody else goes, or what are we doing?
No, you do. You do. Yeah. Now let's do your number one, Tim. What's your one that has to stay?
Mine, just because I'm the old man, I got to say Def Jam. That is what I grew up with. When I think of Def Jam, I think of the Beastie Boys. I think of LL Cool J. I think of even Third Base. I think of Public Enemy. And to me, Def Jam started it all. And they're also connected with Run DMC. So to me, I don't think it's any question for me. It's Def Jam. Rick Rubin, Russell Simmons.
I think if you and then everything that they do, like as far as entertainment wise, I want to pick them number one. I am gonna go Death Row as well, number one. I think
that'd be my number two.
For the same reasons that he said, I think iconically the Doggy Style album, All Eyes on Me, 7 Day Theory. I'm not a huge fan of The Chronic, to be honest with you. It's all right, but I think to me it's more iconic than a better album. Like Doggy Style's better to me, I think.
And
I know we've had this conversation.
Yeah, we had this conversation. But that's the thing, is it's hard because some people are going to look at it individually, like who's a better individual artist. Some people are going to look at it who's actually like better as a group when they came out with music. And then you have like the era thing, right? So like, I know the newer people in Def Jam, but as far as like listening to consistently the older people of Def Jam, like I don't, you know what I mean? I don't vibe with that. I don't really like know a lot about it as much as you guys probably would. You know what I mean? So that's another reason.
Fair enough. And for Death Row, another thing I'm going is there's a heavy hitters. There's Pac, Biggie, Dre, Dog Pound, and don't you ever forget R.I.P. Nate Dogg, which is the best.
R.I.P. Nate Dogg.
Ever.
Yeah.
I feel like people give him his respect. He was the first one that kind of started this rap singing type thing, but he didn't mumble. So mumble rappers should really thank him because he actually did it where you could, I can see what he's, I can understand him, He's a pretty good singer. But don't sleep on Death Row. And just because what it eventually branched out to be, I know we're not talking about that, but it led to Aftermath, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think in general,
and Eminem is the greatest rapper, for sure.
He's up there for sure. So I think Death Row would be the number one. I think the one for me personally, number one that I'd have to hold on to.
Yep. Yeah, I would say Death Row is definitely my number two, for sure.
Okay, there we go. So Tim, Death Row 2.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Basically what you said. It's to me, it's like Def Jam and Run DMC and all those people. Although Run DMC actually technically wasn't under Def Jam, but it was a side thing. But to me, Def Jam started like the they changed the game from when. How did you make fun of it the other day, Drowsy D for Drowza, when you says I'm over here? How did you do that rap again? We're making fun of how the old school rap did.
We're here, then we're there, then we're gonna be over there. You know?
Yeah. So that's the way hip hop was. But then when Def Jam came out and then they changed the game, and then I feel like when
way more lyrical.
But yeah, sort of.
Oh, and one thing, sorry to piggyback off you, I forgot to say, in my opinion, Death Row was probably the best G-Funk era of music, and that is a big thing for me.
Yeah.
In general.
But then I feel like when Dr. Dre came out with the Chronic album, and that it changed the game. It created a whole new type thing. But there is a middle that's missing too that we'll get into another time with lyrical, which would
Fair
be
enough.
but we'll talk about that later. But that would be why I would
Tim?
pick Death Row second.
Okay.
Ray, what's your number 2?
Man, this is hard. What's harder for me? As far as like, man, you know what? It's hard because I don't want to disrespect like legends that have come out, out of records, and that's what I feel like we're doing,
Do it.
But I would keep. Secondly, I'd probably keep Young Money, man, only because it's my Cash Money, yeah. It's kind of
and it turned into Young Money. I got you.
It's kind of the same shit, yeah. Only because like that was my time, right? Like Gator boots with the pimps, all that shit. Like that was me when I was younger. You know what I mean? So like I vibe with that the way you guys vibe with Def Jam at that time. When they were out. And I think like they changed the whole game, like in the 90s, like early 2000s. Like, dude, that was it. Like that was the shit that you listen to. Like Juvenile, he rhymes the same word, yeah, but dude, it's fire. Like it's the most iconic shit ever. There you go. Yeah, the South, the grills. But yeah, I would keep them just because of the era that I grew up in with that music. That's why I would put them number 2. No disrespect to, the legends that have come out like in the early 90s, 80s, whatever. But that'd be my second choice. What about you, man?
For me, even though I represent
I dig the grill. I dig the grill.
Yeah. For the 99 2000, unfortunately, I'm sorry, the South. 2 for me is Def Jam.
That makes sense.
Def Jam, and it's just the amount of rappers they've had, from everything that Uncut said to just newer ones. Like, I don't like Jay-Z as much as other people like him. I think he has some good stuff.
I agree.
I think he has some good stuff, but they had DMX, Ja Rule, Jay-Z. At one point in 99, 2000, before Cash Money took over, Def Jam was unstoppable. And then they signed Kanye West later on. Isn't Kanye West part of Def Jam for a while too?
Yeah, that would be my number 3 for that reason. So there you have my number 3 there. But it'll come back to me. But anyway, continue.
Okay, no, and then just the arsenal of rappers that they had, from everything that Tim said, from the first rapper ever. First I'm here, then now I'm there.
Well, they didn't have the first rapper ever, but they changed the game from.
They sure did. And did they sign Warren G too? Because a lot of people, I think it's a misconception he was part of Death Row, but he's actually part of Def Jam.
He wasn't part of Death Row because he wasn't part of Death Row. He was just always with Nate Dogg. He was always with West Side Connection. No, you're right. But I'm saying people associate with him with Death Row because of West Side Connection and all that.
From beginning to end, it's still here. For me, number 2, Def Jam. Number 3 for you, Ray, since you kind of already touched on it. We'll go back to you, Tim, for 3. What's your number?
My number 3 would be, I'll be honest with you, the last 2 are not really anything big, but I would have to pick Bad Boy because I did like, Notorious B.I.G. I thought, so that's the only reason why. Wasn't really huge into Puffy or Mace or any of that, but because of Notorious B.I.G. I'll just say right now.
You didn't like Loon?
What?
You didn't like Loon?
Who's that? Who?
Loon, bro.
Exactly. Oh man, you don't like Loon, bro.
And as far as and I'm sorry,
you need a girl, bro.
I'm just and I'll just throw this out right now just to get it over.
112?
my point. Well, I'm just going to say this. My least one, which I can give a crap about, is obviously Money Make Cash, whatever the freak it's called. Because I don't.
He won't even say it right.
Cash
Yeah,
Money.
that's rude. That's
Cash Money
disrespectful, bro.
Brothers, whatever it's called. CMB.
Those are fighting words. Those are fighting words, bro.
No. Cash Money. I just can't. I'm just not into that. You know.
No, I understand.
I'm not. I grew up.
It's not your.
In Cali, I did move to Texas later on, but which I love the South as far as the culture and stuff, but I just can't get into the hip hop of it. It's not my thing.
Yeah, you can't change an old hip hop head's mind, dude.
Because when you're rhyming with you know, and then I don't know, it's weird to me. Back to thing.
That makes sense. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I guess coming from you, but.
Yeah, by that time, I was already phasing out of hip hop, of the new stuff.
Yeah,
I was already.
There's some stuff that you like now, though. Like when we play shit for you on YouTube or whatever, like there's some stuff on there that you like. But just kind of piggyback off you, I had like I said earlier, number 3 for sure. Like for me, would be Def Jam, only because Sal, I've hung out with you many times. Yeah, I fuck with DMX heavy to this day. I love DMX. Like you see me like rap all his shit. I love him. But yeah, I'm not a big Jay-Z guy either, even though that was my era, like Big Pimpin', blah, 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 that. Guy, yeah. I'm not a Jay-Z dude, man. At one point, I used to think he was Nas for sure, yeah. At one point, I think Jay-Z was a great lyricist, like when he was coming up, but he just kind of fell off, man, super quick for me. But I was never big into him anyway, so I don't really care. But yeah, that would be my number 3. Honestly, just DMX alone for me was crazy. Like the way I still listen to him now, like I love him, dude. Like he's a beast. He might be an idiot outside the mic, but like
forget Jay-Z and his.
But Nas is Nas is one of the best to me. But yeah, that would be me. So I'd probably phase out. And like I said, no disrespect. Like Biggie's obviously like it's either him or Pac as like the top 2, like or top 3, because I think Eminem's number 1. It's like it's Eminem, Pac, and then Biggie, but still, like, no disrespect to him. It just sucks that he was part of Bad Boy because I hate Diddy. I don't think anything Diddy does is really great. I don't think he's overrated, honestly. But they did have some fire coming out of their label. But that's just, to me, was the weakest one of the 4. So that's why I would choose them 3. But
I mean, I'll say this, even though I don't know about Cash Money as much, I'll say Cash Money definitely has way more groups that have been more like better than what Bad Boy has, just like what you said. Well, like you have Juvenile, they have that. Don't they have that dude, the Birdman or whatever the freak his name is?
Birdman.
Well, I don't know who's that Birdman dude or whatever. But doesn't Cash Money, like, don't they have all that? Like what's that other group? The one that Lil Wayne was in or whatever.
You remind me of Manny Fresh. You'd be like Timmy Fresh, bro.
Timmy Fresh.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
I'll be Timmy Fresh. It's all good.
Timmy Franks.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. The last one.
Timmy Uncut Franks.
I'm gonna start with saying I absolutely love the South. I love going down to downtown Fort Worth to the stockyards where it smells like cow
Funky Town,
food.
Bro. Funky Town, baby.
They have great drinks.
Don't hate.
Riskies. And go eat at Riskies.
I love brisket. I love cowboy hats. I enjoy country music to an extent. So it pains my soul to say this, but I'm gonna take Bad Boy over Cash Money.
It's rude. That's disrespectful.
Just because of Biggie.
No, that makes sense. I agree. Yeah.
Cash Money is probably a better label to they put out better. And if you put Young Money, then
the Young Money was hot for like a good minute, bro. Like they were.
But if you put Young Money, I think it's.
They brought Drake, bro.
Well, Biggie is like that one dude. You know what I mean? Like he's the guy that he could carry a whole team, and he did.
I agree. Yeah, completely, 100%.
I think if you were to ask me this, maybe after drinking a little bit, I probably would have said Cash Money because you know how we start bumping that South Cash Money music, but I think lyrically Biggie is just.
Yeah, he's one of the untouchables.
He's.
I like South Park.
He's like Tim on a Saturday night. You know?
Yeah.
After a couple seltzers.
Oh yeah, Bud White. Oh yeah, seltzers. It's the new thing.
Hey, if you.
Basically, That's where I'm at.
Don't like if you've never been to an HEB in Texas, do not hate, dude. Do not hate on the South, bro. HEB's life.
Hey,
I don't.
I love the South. I love Texas, man.
He's
It's
the
all
one that
about
hates it. He called it cash monikers. He called it a way different name. He didn't even know the name.
Montekia.
I'll take the
Montekia inside joke.
Yeah,
Inside joke.
So hey, here's the problem with me when I hear Cash Money, no joke, okay? Why to me it just kind of throws me off. Is remember I grew up with hip hop in the 80s, and when I think of that, I think of DJ Cash Money and Marvelous, an old school rap group. So to me, when I hear Cash Money, I think of that versus what you guys are talking about.
You don't think of actual money?
Well, no, I think of actual money, but when you're talking about hip hop.
So when you think of 50 Cent, you actually think of 2 quarters. That's what you're saying to me right now, dude.
No, I'm saying that
no, I don't know, dude.
when we're talking about hip hop, there was already a Cash Money in hip hop in the 80s, DJ Cash Money, who actually won the 1988 World Hip Hop DJ contest.
Yeah, look at you.
No one cares about.
Yeah.
No one cares about.
People my age do.
I went over here, went over there.
Yeah.
No one cares about that, bro.
People still DJ.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I know people in their wheelchairs love it. Anyways,
Yeah. They
why
probably
don't you take us out on Tim?
those little French hats, you know, with the little pointy thing on top, dude. You know.
Go ahead and take us out, Tim.
All right. Well, that's there. You got it. You know, you got the one that's got to go and the one that's the number one. So unfortunately, I haven't listened to a lot of hip hop in the last 15, 20 years. So these guys talk about things I don't even know.
We're gonna fix that.
Yeah, we'll introduce you to more shit, more music. But
we'll see.
As always, just kind of post your comments down below. Tell us what you think, your ranking. We'd love to hear them. Again, hit that subscribe button down below and let us know what you think.